All right, so 2.2 is reading comprehension strategies, or reading for information. So you're going to want to go through the content here. And we did this as a class, what we already know about the topic and what you might want to learn about the topic. This discussion is not assigned. So here's some text about strategies for improving your reading. So reading is usually divided up into four main types of text: persuasive, instructive, informative, descriptive. And then a lot of times your teachers will ask you to pull out the main idea and back it up with supporting details. So that's going to be part of the content for today. So figuring out how the text is put together, what the text is trying to say, how ideas can be repeated or expanded upon, and then how ideas are connected to each other. So when we look and use that reading strategy of main idea and supporting details, it can help us to determine the important pieces, and it can cut down on the amount of text you have to remember, so you don't have to remember every single detail. And you get used to reading with a purpose in mind, so with questions in mind, or with looking for answers. And then it's always good to make connections as you read. And so I've been modeling that with you throughout the course. So you have your main idea, and your supporting details are kind of like the legs on a table. So we did this as a class, and this was around banning skateboards on urban main streets. And so here are the answers, so you're going to want to read those. And then it's always good to ask yourself questions while you read, and to highlight or underline or use sticky notes. So if you've got a printed copy, then using sticky notes is great. If you've got a highlighter or underlining, we're going to do this with text. So you want to be able to answer who, what, where, when, why, and so what. Okay, so each of those is broken down for you. And so your homework is this Angel on a Bus reading and highlighting exercise. So you're going to click on the article, and you're going to find the highlight tool. And you're going to want to highlight who, right? And so on and so forth. So your homework is to highlight the different parts of the article that answer the questions who, what, where, when, why, and so what. So after you do that, you're going to save the Angel on the Bus text with your highlights, and you're going to put it in the assignment tab under 2.2. Okay, and that's your homework for this week. The other piece of homework is around bias, and so looking at the same news story from different perspectives or from different news sources. For example, if you choose an international political event, say for example the war in Iran, how is it covered in 3 different news sources from different countries? It might be covered very differently with CTV Canada or CBC Canada compared to CNN in the United States. Or we also have Catholic news agencies, and so they sometimes have international political events on their website as well. And so you want to like pull out the differences between each of the different sources to see if the news report is biased in some way. For example, the Catholic News Agency might lean more towards the article from a Catholic perspective, that war is unjust, right? And so you answer these questions based on the article that you found in the 3 different sources. If you could only find 2, that's fine. And then you're going to answer those questions under the discussion tab here. Okay, so that's your homework for this week. Continue to email if you have any questions. Thank you.